These four fine young men from the Kappa Alpha Delta fraternity at Landview University forced a young woman, Marty Saybrook, to engage in sexual intercourse with each of them, despite her repeated pleas for them to stop. Pleas that they ignored, ridiculed.
Well, he had to check on his father. Sloan said he was going to be here, but he didn't show up. And when Andrew called, there was no answer.
Four young men.
But don't worry.
He's
going to be here to testify.
They scarred her for life. Of rape has been, until recently, that is committed by unknown assailants in dark alleys. Well, that's not true. This rape, no less brutal, no less horrifying, was sadly more common, more modern. The victim knew her rapist. She'd even dated one of them. The rape took place in the room of a young man purported to be one of the best, one of the brightest, Kevin Buchanan, son of the most prominent family in Landview. The rape took place at a drunken Kappa Alpha Delta fraternity house party, a fraternity whose population consists almost exclusively of highly privileged young men. The people can and will prove that the rape took place at approximately 10:30 on the night of May 9th, and that each of the accused, first, Todd Manning, then Zachary Rosen, then Powell Lord, and finally, Kevin Buchanan, did in turn commit rape and assault against Marty Saybrook. The state will also prove that fully cognizant of their legal culpability, these four men set out to cover up their tracks. They had a sweater which was worn by the victim, dry cleaned the very next day. And Kevin Buchanan, on whose jacket the victim was lying at the time of the rapes, and which was stained with the victim's lipstick, as well as her saliva and blood, hid that incriminating piece of evidence in the back of a closet in his parents' home. Clearly, these young men knew they needed to cover their tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, the people will prove that these four young men are guilty.
The prosecution will have you believe that every piece of evidence points to rape. To rape. To forcible sex against the complainant's will. But every piece of their so-called evidence of rape is nothing more than evidence of a night of heavy drinking and sexual carelessness in which an intoxicated and very troubled young woman recklessly engaged in consensual sex with three of my clients. My fourth client never even had sex with her at all. And there's no evidence to say that he did. This is a young woman who has a history, time and time again, of reaching out to someone and then striking back at them. A woman who, having ended the latest of her romantic relationships, went to the fraternity's end of the semester party looking for comfort and found it. She felt guilty enough about what she had done, willingly having sex with several partners in a very short time span. She felt so guilty about her actions. She went to absolve herself of her own responsibility by calling it rape.
In fact, I am the unit.
I'd like to enter into evidence the results from the rape examination from Marty Saybrook. Would you tell the court who you are and what you do?
I'm Detective Claire Kolchevsky. I head Lantano County's Sex Crimes Unit. In fact, I am the unit.
I'd like to enter into evidence the results from the rape examination from Marty Saybrook. That's to be labeled People's Exhibit A.
So entered.
So, Detective, could you please tell the court what is contained in the evidence kit and what its contents are used to determine?
When a rape victim comes to the hospital, the kit is used to collect forensic evidence and preserved in custody to ensure that the chain of evidence isn't broken at any time.
And what does that evidence consist of?
Basically, everything that was collected from the victim.
Objection, Your Honor. Prejudicial.
It's a rape evidence kit. It presumes a victim. We're talking in the abstract here.
Sustained. Detective, choose your words carefully.
How about patient? Can I call her the patient?
That'll be fine. Please continue, Detective.
Detective Kolchevsky, you said the semen samples collected during the exam evenly matched up to two of the men that Miss Saybrook accused. Todd Manning and Zach Rosen.
Objection. Witness has already testified to this.
I want to clarify.
The witness's testimony was clear the first time, Counselor.
Your Honor.
Objection sustained.
Your Honor, Miss Saybrook accused 4 men, yet there's only evidence that 2 of them had sex with her. I want clarification of that.
All right, I'll allow it.
Thank you. You agree? 4 men were accused, and yet there's only clear evidence that 2 men had sex with the complainant.
That's not odd at all. There are often no semen traces after a rape.
Other than the minor bruises on Miss Saybrook's neck and wrist, were there any other physical marks or injuries that would support the claim of violence?
The complainant appeared to be in shock, which would be consistent with...
Conclusive indications of violence?
No, not conclusive.
Thank you.
Dr. Shelton, in addition to the various hair and tissue that you took from Miss Saybrook, what else was recorded among the items of the rape kit?
Well, as you mentioned, her clothing and any jewelry she was wearing.
Doctor, is this ring one of the articles you collected that day?
Yes.
What else can you tell me about this particular ring?
The patient recalled that she had struck one of her assailants with a ring.
Objection, Your Honor. Prejudicial. The defendants are not assailants.
Once again, Your Honor, we are discussing a rape evidence kit. The witness would see the defendants as assailants.
Sorry. Objection sustained.
Thank you.
Doctor, would you please rephrase your answer to satisfy defense counsel's requirements?
The patient recalled striking one of the accused with her ring.
And did the forensics report support that claim?
Yes. The report showed blood and tissue samples from one of the accused.
Which one?
It was Kevin Buchanan.
Doctor, you took these photographs of the injury sustained by Miss Saybrook as a part of the examination?
Sheila Price did. She was the attending hospital official as well as Miss Saybrook's rape advocate.
Please note that I'll have these entered into evidence as People's Exhibit A1, being part of the material from the rape evidence kit. Also included are the torn blouse of Miss Saybrook's and torn